Solving some budget problems can be hurdle to everyone, or even some mathematical computations in your sales. If you are a business person, you are planning your budget, you may need easier ways to go with it. Excel or spreadsheet application is one of the tools that can help you to do your work more easier and faster and in the better way with no complications, provided you have instructed it the right way. If you're also putting on a budget to go to the market to get some items, you may also need this tool for you, especially if you are planning a very big event with a lot of items that you need to buy. This can help you to easily get your work done. All right, so in solving real life problems, you can use the Excel to solve some of those problems. Like, suppose you run a small business selling provisions and you need to keep track of your inventory, sales and expenses. You can use a spreadsheet to manage this information and make informed business decisions. Now, first, what you have to do is to create a spreadsheet with columns for item names, the quantity in stock, the cost per unit, the selling price per unit, the total cost, the total revenue you have made, and then the profit or loss. So you have created the spreadsheet and you have entered the item. So once you click on the cell like this, it is an active cell. Whichever cell that is rounded by this dark rectangle, it means that's the one that is active. So whatever you type inside, so if I type A here, see the A appears. So it means that this is the active cell. So just click on it and type your item name, quantity, cost per unit, and you label all that you need to get in the spreadsheet. Now you type in the data you want to put currently. For example, you might have 50 handmade candles in stock. So you type in the 50 candles in the stock place, and the cost per unit is $2. So you have put the currency at the top here to mean that every value you put inside here is in dollars. So you make sure you put the currency correctly there. Now the selling price for the goods, one candle is sold for $10, and so you want to know the total cost you bought all the 50 candles. That is, if one candle cost $2, and you may want to know how much you made at the end of your sales after selling all the 50 candles at $10. So you get that, and after that you know whether I made a profit or I made a loss. Now all you have to do is to click on the cell that you want to do the computation in. Note that every formula you are going to put inside the Excel or the spreadsheet to get a certain data, you must start with an equal sign. So now I start with an equal sign. Now this cell where the total candle is cell B2. So I can just type B2. Now multiplied by cell C2, which is the $2. So the total quantity multiplied by the unit price, so that I can get the price for all of them. So just shift and 8 to get the multiplication symbol in the Excel sheet. Now I get the cell C2. Now the other way is that instead of typing, I can just click on the cell, the one I want to calculate, and it's going to give it to me. When I was on B2, I can just click on B2 and it's going to be there. Now just press enter on your keyboard and it's giving you the value straight away. Now I want to get the total revenue also. Like the way we did to this one, you are going to do the same to the total revenue. Now start with an equal sign, cell B2 multiplied by cell E2. So multiplication sign, shift 8, and then you click on the selling price, which is $10 per unit. Press your enter and the value is there for you. So 50 times 10 is going to give you $500. Now I want to know, do I make a profit or a loss? Now profit is equal to the selling price minus the cost price. If the value you get is negative, it means you have made a loss. If the value is positive, then you have made a profit. So we are going to calculate that and start without an equal sign. This is the total revenue, the total selling price. So you don't type 50 there, 500 there. If you type 500, it's only going to affect to this cell. It's not going to apply to the others. But the main objective is that we are going to autofill the rest of the data. We are not going to be typing it and be calculating this step by step, but it's going to do it once and for all. So I'm going to use the cell name, that is F2 minus D2. So the total revenue minus the total cost is going to give me the profit or the loss. So once you press enter and your value is positive, it means you have made what? A profit of $400. But if you have negative, it means you have made a loss, because your total revenue is less than your total cost, and that will give you what? A loss. But if the total revenue, like here, is more than the total cost you have made from the items, then you are going to definitely make a profit. Now after this has been done, all you need to do is to autofill the rest by selecting the cell where you have kept the formula inside. And now note, this sign from the cursor means you are moving the cell. I can move it to anywhere and I move it back. If it is on this sign, it means I'm going to highlight. Note the different sign, but we are looking for the autofill symbol. It must be dark and like the plus sign. So all you have to do is to bring the cursor to this square, the small square at the edge here, and you have seen the sign. Now you drag it to autofill the rest. So these are the values you're supposed to get. Now you come to the total revenue and likewise you do the same. Come to the profit or loss and do the same. And your data has been filled for you. So imagine you have a lot of items with their cost and prices. Just click and drag and the whole thing is going to be done for you. So example, if I now come again and decide to add another cell or row to it, so I'm just auto-filling the entire thing. Supposed to autofill this one, so autofill. All right, so I come and maybe I have some sugar, bowls of sugar, and I have 10 bowls. Each bowl costs $20. So it's going to totally give me the cost. I'm not going to input again. And now the selling price, I sold it for $25. I press enter. It's going to quickly give you the total revenue and the profit or loss. You are not going to enter it again. So this is how Excel can be used to apply in your real life situation in solving your budget problems. Now, instead of typing in the formula like the way we did, there's another way you could have done it. That is by putting the formula already embedded in Excel. That is, press the equal sign, type product. We are looking for the product, right? And now once I begin to type, it brings me a drop down menu with an option. So I double click on the product and there it is with a bracket opened. So I want to take the product of cell B2 and C2. Just click on the two of them and drag, and has been made for you. Or click on the B2 first, then shift the semicolon and get with your C2. Press enter. It's going to give you the same result. Now you also auto filled, and your entire thing is done for you. Now note, whatever we are doing here is going to be affecting this one. The values are going to be changing. Now you remember, let's say that you have made a mistake here. You have actually made a problem. When you were selling the product, the sugar, you bought it to $20 per unit, but when you were selling it, instead of selling it at $25 per unit, you decided to sell it for $19. You press enter. It's going to affect your sales because you have sold the item less than the amount you have bought it. So therefore, we are going to make a loss, and you can see the loss there is $10 negative. So once it's showing negative, it means you have made a loss. Okay, so take your time and play with the formula, and you'll be very conversant with it. Don't forget to hit the subscription button and the notification bell so that you will not be left out when I release any other new video. So this is how Excel can make your work easier and faster. If you are a teacher, you can design an Excel sheet, which I already have some in my channel. You can search for that video. I'll put in the description below how you can compute your student remarks. Excellent, very good, and all those ones. Just put a little one command and it's going to run through the entire data for you. Thank you and have a nice time.